It's midnight and the sun is still up. Not fading, not dipping, not even close to setting. Just hanging there in the sky like it forgot what time it is. Guys are out walking, kids are playing, somebody's grilling like it's a lazy Sunday afternoon, except it's past midnight. And out here, that's not weird. That's normal. This story is about places where night never comes, where the idea of sunset just disappears for weeks, sometimes months, and life keeps moving under a sky that refuses to go dark. It sounds unreal until you see it, and once you do, it changes the way you think about time itself. Up in the far north, above the invisible line called the Arctic Circle, there are towns where summer flips the rules completely. One of those places is Tromsø. It looks like a regular city at first. Roads, houses, people going about their day. But once late May hits, something shifts. The sun stops setting. It just circles the sky, dipping low near the horizon, then rising again without ever disappearing. Guys who live there will tell you the first few days mess with your head. Your body is used to night. It expects darkness. But instead, you get this endless daylight that keeps pushing you forward. You check the clock and it says 2 a.m., but your brain says it is still afternoon. Sleep becomes a challenge. Some guys throw blackout curtains over every window just to trick their mind into shutting down. Others just roll with it, staying up longer, doing more, stretching the day like it never ends. Further north, things get even crazier in Svalbard. This place takes the idea of no night to a whole new level. From around April to late August, the sun does not set at all. Not once. That is over 4 months of constant daylight. You step outside at any hour and it feels like the middle of the day. There is no sunset, no twilight, no darkness creeping in, just light. And out there, the environment does not let you forget where you are. Glaciers stretch across the land, icy winds cut through the air, and polar bears roam the outskirts. Guys living in Svalbard do not just deal with endless daylight, they deal with nature at its rawest. Still, they have adapted. They go to work, hit the gym, hang out with friends, all under a sun that refuses to clock out. Now swing across the Arctic to Utqiagvik, the northernmost town in the United States. This place gets about 2 straight months where the sun never sets. From mid-May to late July, it is constant daylight. Guys here have a different kind of toughness. Life is already harsh with freezing temperatures most of the year, and when summer hits, instead of darkness giving you a break, the sun just keeps going. You will see guys playing basketball at midnight like it is early evening. Construction crews working late because the light is still there. Time loses its usual structure. You do not rely on sunrise or sunset, you rely on the clock, and even that starts to feel optional. Over in Canada, the territory of Nunavut takes it even further in some areas. There are spots where the sun stays up for nearly 2 full months. Remote communities sit surrounded by endless daylight, with landscapes that look untouched and vast. Guys living there grow up with this rhythm, this understanding that seasons do not just change weather, they change reality. Then there is Iceland. It does not get full 24-hour daylight everywhere, but it gets close enough that night barely exists in summer. The sun dips low, skims the horizon, then rises again. You get this golden glow stretching across the land for hours. Photographers love it, travelers chase it. But living in it is a different story. Because here is the thing, when night disappears, your body notices. Humans are built around cycles. Light and dark, day and night. When one of those disappears, things start to feel off. Sleep patterns break down. Some guys feel energized at first, like they have extra time. Others feel restless, like their system is out of sync. It is not dangerous, but it is different. And different takes getting used to. Now, if you really want to see the extreme version of this phenomenon, you go all the way south to Antarctica. This place flips everything on its head. During summer, the sun does not set for about 6 months. Half a year of constant daylight. Scientists stationed there talk about how surreal it feels. You wake up, go outside, and it is bright. You finish your work, check the time, and it is midnight. Still bright. Days blend together. Weeks pass without a single moment of darkness. Guys working there have strict schedules just to stay grounded. Meals at set times. Sleep routines locked in. Because without that structure, time just drifts. The sun does not guide you anymore. You have to guide yourself. And all of this comes down to one simple thing. The tilt of the Earth. Our planet leans at about 23.5 degrees. And as it orbits the sun, different parts of it get more direct sunlight at different times of the year. When the North Pole tilts toward the sun, places above the Arctic Circle get continuous daylight. When it tilts away, they get the opposite, total darkness. The same thing happens in the south with Antarctica. But knowing the science does not make the experience any less wild. Because standing in a place where the sun refuses to set hits you on a different level. It feels like the world is out of sync, like the usual rules do not apply anymore. And yet life goes on. Guys wake up, go to work, grab coffee, hang out with friends, all under a sky that does not change. Kids play outside long past what should be bedtime. Fishermen head out at hours that do not make sense anywhere else. It is normal to them. It is their version of everyday life. There is something kind of fascinating about that. The way humans adapt. The way we take something extreme and just live with it. But there is also something deeper. Because when night disappears, so does a certain kind of pause. Darkness usually signals rest, a break, a reset. Without it, the world feels like it is always on, always moving, always awake. Some guys thrive in that energy. They feel like they have more time, more life packed into each day. Others miss the calm of night, the quiet that comes with it. Either way, it changes you. And it makes you realize how much we rely on things we do not usually think about. Sunset is not just a view. It is a signal. A rhythm, a natural way of telling us when to slow down. When that disappears, you have to create your own rhythm. Your own balance. Back in regular cities, we take night for granted. Lights go out, streets quiet down, the world shifts gears. But in these places, that shift does not happen. Not for weeks. Not for months. And that makes them some of the most unique places on Earth. Places where time feels stretched. Where days blend together. Where the sun becomes something constant instead of something that comes and goes. So the next time you watch the sunset and think nothing of it, just remember, somewhere out there right now, there is a guy standing under a sky that has not gone dark in weeks. He checks his watch, sees it is midnight, and just shrugs because out there midnight does not mean what it used to. If you are into places that break the rules of nature, if you like seeing how people live in conditions most of us cannot even picture, then stick with Travel and Cruise and hit that subscribe button. Because the world is a lot bigger, a lot stranger, and a lot more interesting than it looks on the surface, and we are just getting started. Thanks for watching.